What's up, you guys? My name is Preston James, and you're listening to The Reflection, where we do just that for ourselves and our community so that we may lead a healthier, more positive, and productive lifestyle. Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very, very much. So thank you. Not sure if you got to see the Super Bowl this past weekend. Today is Tuesday, February 11th. So the Super Bowl just passed. I was highly disappointed. But more so, I really think the Chiefs didn't play poorly. You know, I have to root for the Chiefs. I'm from Kansas. I think the Eagles just played really well. I really do. I think they were the better ball team on Sunday, and they did a great job. There's no denying that. They did a great job. The halftime show was very entertaining. It was great. Samuel L. Jackson made an appearance. That was kind of cool. Always like me some Sam L. And SZA popped up on there too. So if you aren't familiar with SZA, please check her out. She is amazing. Please check her out. But it was good. Overall, it was good. I turned it off after the halftime show. Wasn't doing it. And then, once I find out the final score, I was like, I'm good. I kept checking in, and it was over when it started. So, but hopefully you got to enjoy it. I hope that you guys are staying on top of yourselves. And again, every day is not going to be the best day. So just remember that when you're pursuing your goals and going after those dreams and doing the thing that you want to do in life, that not every day is going to be 100% effective and efficient and rainbows and unicorns. It's just not. That's not part of it. We strive for these things to do the thing that we want to do in life because it makes us happy. So if there's a monetary gain that you're looking for out of this, meaning that that's your focus, I don't know that you will maintain a healthy, balanced mindset. I really don't. I think that there has to be this place, and it has to come from a place of love and passion for the thing that you really want to do to make a living out of it. And all these things you don't have to pursue a dream to make a living off of it. You can just have your job that you may or may not like and pursue other things on top of that job and the things that you do in life, right? It doesn't have to be your sole purpose, but I think you should really prioritize the things that you really want to do in life. That's what this podcast is all about, prioritizing the thing that you really want to do, setting your mind to it, and pursuing it, achieving it, dedicating time in each day to accomplish that goal or that dream. I think we all have those things in our life, and a lot of people just don't pursue it. They choose to just kind of settle in. It's a lot more comfortable that way. Get a routine going, watch your TV, watch your movies, just kind of do some fun stuff every now and then on the weekends, and just kind of like clockwork, do the regular thing. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong with that at all. But I think there's a lot more to us as individuals and as people. And I think that we all have it in us to go after the thing that we want. So please don't hold yourself back. Sink your teeth in, figure out what it is that you want, peel back those layers, write it down, do what you got to do to get to where you want to be so you can do what you want to do. Life is short. Let's go. Today we are talking about community. A lot of the time, most of the podcasts that I've done, since this is episode 13, we have talked about, for almost 12 episodes, for the most part, we have talked about stuff that is more individualized, more about the self, and we've encompassed the community and people around us, like the company we keep, but we haven't focused on community and how that is kind of reciprocated from ourselves to it and it to us, right? They say it takes a village to raise a child. I didn't really grasp that saying or that quote until I was in my 20s, late 20s even early 30s. And it's true, especially after having children of my own. It's definitely true. You can't, even as my mom did as a single mother, you can't just raise a kid by yourself. It takes more than just a mom or a dad or a brother and a sister or even aunt, uncles, or grandparents. It takes the whole community to help raise this child, especially in today's society. It really does. And things look a lot different right? I know that kids don't even play outside as much as they used to. It looks a lot different in the world today. I was with Vanessa and we were at a wedding. Actually, I saw these kids playing outside and on their scooters and chasing each other. And I was just like, man, I don't see that very often. So that was really good to see. It brought back some childhood memories. And Vanessa and I talked about, she used to play in a cul-de-sac. I used to play on a street. You know, I was an only child, so I'd be up and down the street playing with all the kids that I could. And it's just not like that anymore. A lot of kids are just inside. I think social media and media itself, technology, has kind of corrupted our sense of awareness. It's heightened it so much so that it's scared us. And rightfully so, right? In so many ways, yes. But in other ways, no. It's just, we're just kind of bogged down by this fear. And but it's tough. The balance is tough. And so I totally understand it. But it just looks a lot different today than it used to even 10 years ago, really. But it does. But today, we talk about how people around us shape our personal growth. Our growth as individuals, right? So we're talking about the community. We're talking about ourselves, as always, how to better ourselves, how to better the community. But how people around us specifically, jobs, neighborhoods, stores, whatever, shape our personal growth, and how we in turn can contribute to building a thriving community. How we can lift each other up, right? We don't have to make this journey, this pursuit on our own, especially of these dreams and these goals that we have. That also can be a community-based thing. Sometimes maybe they're not aware of it. Doesn't mean that everyone has to know your dream and your goal, but they can definitely contribute to this positivity, this motivation that you're aspiring to. They can contribute to that, and vice versa. But what is a community is the question we must answer first. What is a community? Well, it's not just a group of people. It's a support system. A community is a support system, as I just entailed. A network of shared experiences and a place for mutual growth. I'm going to say that last part again. A support system and a network of shared experiences and a place for mutual growth. Man, can you imagine if we all did that and motivate each other and just exiting all the haters from our life and just encouraged each other, motivated each other, inspired each other to do these things that we want to do? It would be bliss, right? It would be amazing. But also at the same time, I also think that without the people kind of pushing back on us and us having to kind of push the rock up the hill a little bit, builds our character. It gives us more grit. It gives us more oomph. You know, it builds us. It develops us as a human being, as a person. And when I say shared experiences, a support system, a network, I don't mean just the physical, right? We think community, we think physical. No, nowadays it's both. It's digital and physical. You can have friends online, meet people online. It's very common nowadays. Vanessa and I met online, an online dating app. And I know some people, I guess nowadays it feels a little more comfortable when people talk about it. But even so, people my age are still embarrassed or kind of, I hate to say the word weird, but they're kind of weirded out by online dating. Oh, it's embarrassing to say that I met somebody online. But that's not the case. That is the normal. It is normal now. These communities are shaped by physical things and structures and people, right? Physical things, like people are physical, but digital as well. That's how the world operates now, and that's where it's going. We're not going backwards, well, at least not with that. With other things we are, but we're not going to get into that negativity. But physical and digital. Research shows and suggests that people who engage in strong communities experience lower stress levels, increased happiness, and better mental health. Lower stress levels, increased happiness, and better mental health. Why wouldn't you want that in your life? Why wouldn't you want less stress? Why wouldn't you want increased happiness and a better mental health state? Why wouldn't you want that? Everybody wants that, whether they say it or not. Everybody wants that. So how does this community help us grow exactly? How? Well, there's accountability and motivation, right? Surrounded by people who push us to be better, hold us accountable, motivate us. Again, it's reciprocated. It's all reciprocated in a community, especially if we want to do better as people and as a community. It's reciprocated. Hold each other accountable, motivate each other, all in a positive mindset. If you listen to my last podcast, which was on fixed versus growth mindset, that's all we talked about. Was this positive mindset shift towards, yes, we can. It is possible. We can grow. We can do this. Right? So when you surround yourself with people like that, it makes you and them better overall. Part of this community exposes us to new ideas. Everybody looks at things differently. Although very similar, right? We're all under the same umbrella in this world. We're limited by this finite number of things we think about and see, but we all bring new ideas to the table. We think about things the same, but very differently. Same, but different. Right? It's true. It's very true. Having and learning from different perspectives, which strengthens empathy, critical thinking, and adaptability, can get us to that next level, help us level up as people, as a human, the person that we are. Different perspectives increase and strengthen that empathy, caring for one another, looking at it from their point of view. Critical thinking, peeling back the layers, looking at things differently, deep diving into things to really see what the root of the problem, or I don't want to say necessarily problem because that kind of has a negative connotation to it, but critical thinking of just like really getting to the nitty gritty of something, of why something is or how it could be or how maybe we think it should be. And adaptability, learning to live with this new age of digital information, this digital information we're living in, learning to let things like dating, online dating, be a commonality instead of like this taboo thing of like being shameful. I really see that. And I think it's very funny when people are like, no, I don't know. When it's like, what? That's common. We have a cousin. They also met online and are married now with 2 kids. So I think this adaptability is very important as well. Like I said in the last episode, our man, what's his name? Darwin. He said, it's not the strongest species that survives, and it's not the smartest species that survives. It is the most adaptable, right? What else does a community do for us? It provides opportunities and gives us support. Again, reciprocated and vice versa. Networking and connections. This can open doors to personal and professional growth. You have no idea the places that meeting new people can take you or what it can do for you and what you can do for them. I enjoy helping other people. I definitely get that from my mom. Again, she was the only one around growing up. No brothers and sisters, just my mom. So she was a nurse and she basically dedicated her life to helping other people. She worked for Native Americans on reservations, getting them access to healthcare. Some of the poorest people, if not the poorest people in this country. She helped give them access to healthcare. Some of that basic needs, some of those basic needs of just being healthier, physically and mentally. But these communities we build and nurture can provide these opportunities and support. That can help us grow in so many different ways, especially when we're chasing that dream or going after that goal. A community can really play a huge part in that. A community can also give self and personal reflection. And what I mean by that is like this. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about in relation to self and personal reflection, as the podcast suggests as well. But I want you to think about how a community, like how your own community can help shape you. I want you to think about how it can help shape you or how it has shaped you in the past, present, and how it could shape you in the future. Again, some of that critical thinking, do a deep dive. What has your community, the people in your neighborhood, the people that you grew up with, what have they taught you about yourself, about the world? Does it contribute to who you are as a person? Well, of course it does. But thinking about that, again, peeling back those layers, asking yourself how and how they play into who you are as a person now, that type of critical thinking is huge for moving forward, like the present moment, of course, but then moving forward and applying that same notion towards your future communities, the community you're in now, and whatever that may look like in a community in the very distant future. Very beneficial to look at things this way. Very beneficial. And again, ask yourself, are you surrounding yourself with positive people who help you grow? Did you then? Are you now? Are you going to in the future? If you feel like you don't have control of that, ask yourself why. Why don't you have control of that? You know, I was talking to somebody the other day, and we talked about what are things that we can do that help inspire us to be a part of a community. Well, when we find interest in things that we like, because some of us don't know exactly what we want to do or what kind of goals we want to chase after, or what if we even have a dream. First, you need to find out what it is you're interested in. What do you like? Some people haven't took that time in their life to figure out what they want to do or what they like to do. And so they just have a job and they're working the 9 to 5 and doing that routine thing because they never took the time to do that for themselves. I am here as part of your community to help you find what that is. Find something you're interested in. Try different things. As my other podcast suggests, take chances, take risks. You need to find out what it is that you really like and what you're about, who you are as a person. This will all unravel this new world for you in the best way possible. It doesn't mean it's going to be smooth the whole way through, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be smooth all the way through. If it is, there's something wrong with that picture. There should be bumps and bruises along the way. That's the part of development. That's the part of making us who we are as a person and who we will become. The best version of ourselves, right? People want to feel a connection. I was talking about this too. I was talking about that people, even if you're a very, what they call, or what's the, what is it? Lone wolf. People call it, that coin phrase, the lone wolf. Even a lone wolf, a person who likes to be by themselves, which I think we all appreciate that time once in a while. But overall, we want that human connection. We want to feel connected with other people. Again, it doesn't mean that we want to be with people all the time, but we want to have that connection. We don't want to feel alone. We don't want to die alone. We don't want to be alone. People want to have and find their purpose. And how do we do that? We engage with other people. We find out things that we're interested in and that we like to do. This will help, again, I keep saying it, peel back those layers. And as we're in this process of finding this thing, we are going to find our purpose. Helping people kind of brings that out. Volunteering, right? Like volunteering is a great example. Community groups. I told you guys about a group that I went to in Denver that was a producer. What was it on? I think it was called Meetup. Yeah, Meetup, the app Meetup. It was on Meetup, and it was about producers and engineers, and we all met up, and I met some good friends and got some good information, and that actually gave me the drive to come out to California. So that was one of the big initiating factors that put me out in California. So that was kind of like a jump start, or at least a piece of it. But that was part of that community group, finding my purpose, seeing what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, who I wanted to be. Volunteering, helping people definitely does that tenfold. Discovering your passions, setting goals, obviously, as we talked about. But you got to take time as well to love yourself. We're with people, we service other people, we help other people. We have to serve ourselves as well. What do they say in that show, Parks and Rec? Treat yourself. Treat yourself. And on this thought of finding your purpose, thinking about who you are, what you want to do, what you're interested in, taking chances, risks, discovering your passions, helping other people, that whole bundle. I want to talk about Rene Descartes, a 17th century philosopher who coined the phrase, he had the quote, "I think, therefore I am." I think, therefore I am. This man did a critical examination, like we said earlier, critical thinking, critical examination of his own thoughts and beliefs. He would systematically doubt everything, purposefully doubt everything. He did this until he found what they call a foundational truth, that which cannot be doubted, a foundational truth. I think, therefore I am. I exist. If I'm a thinking thing, that means I exist. I am something. I am here. I am alive. Something is happening. Right? And you're like, Preston, why would you bring this up? What's the point of bringing this up? Well, this phrase from Rene Descartes is a clear and irrefutable evidence that you matter, that your role in this world matters, and it affects others in a community. The way in which you think about things matters, especially the way you think about yourself. Others will see that. People are attracted to people with confidence. Those authentic people who are unapologetically themselves. They have this sort of confidence and authenticity about them that just gravitates. It's gravitating. It pulls people in. I spot it all the time with people. I guess I shouldn't say all the time. That makes it sound like I see it all the time, which I actually truly, sincerely don't. I don't see it that often, but when I do, I definitely know what it is. I don't know if you know any people off the top of your head, but those people are definitely unique and inspiring, motivating. Those people are a part of our community. Maybe not our immediate community, but they are a part of our community. And I encourage you to be the same, to do the same. I think, therefore I am. I do exist. I matter. Me in this world, the things I do, the way I think about myself, it matters. It's all connected. Our thoughts shape our reality. How we see ourselves and how we see the world and others shapes our reality, our everyday life. Our thoughts shape our reality. This is an example of a modern application of something that was written in the 17th century. This kind of way of thinking of, I think, therefore I am. So, right, projecting it within and then out. Which, for me, tells me that we learn a lot from history. Now, I know everybody doesn't like history, but we can learn a lot from history. A lot about ourselves, not just as people, but just as a person, an individual, learning about history and how we see history. Right? That's a whole different topic for a different day, but it's connected. This idea of dedicating ourselves to conscious, purposeful thinking is tenfold one of the best tools we can give ourselves. Conscious, purposeful thinking. Setting a goal, thinking about it every single day, throughout the day, right? No matter what we're doing, constantly thinking about it, giving it life, building it, making it, putting it into existence. I, for some reason, just envisioned like bread in the oven. I'm like baking the bread, putting it in an oven, making it. I have no idea why, but conscious, purposeful thinking. This committing to growth, to other people, that builds our community. When we commit to our growth, and the growth of other people, like I said earlier, volunteering or helping others. That builds a community, that builds ourselves. Our friends, our family, our coworkers, everybody, all of us as a whole, that's our community. We become aware of our own thoughts through this process. And thus, by questioning our beliefs and examining our internal narrative, we open ourselves up to personal transformation. When we question ourselves, question our beliefs, do this critical thinking, question things, we're aware of our thinking and our thoughts and give it purpose, we can change our internal narrative. I talked about this last time. Self-talk. How we talk to ourselves. When we do this, we can change our personal, we have this transformation, this personal transformation. We transform into someone who's more focused, more authentic, more confident, thus making our lives more cohesive and better. Again, for ourselves, but also for our community. We have to be willing to evaluate ourselves, right? Look at ourselves and be, not critical, but just say, am I doing the best I can? Evaluate yourself. What are you doing? Are you doing the best you can or are you not? And if you really want to, then evaluate and see what you need to change. Challenge yourself. Adjust your thinking. Adjust it, tweak it, change it to foster your growth, to foster your own development. Again, that is for ourselves and our community. I want to say a quote that I came across, and it really is spot on for this podcast. It goes like this. We cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about progress and prosperity for our community. We cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about progress and prosperity for our community. Our ambitions must be broad enough to include the aspirations and needs of others, for their sakes and for our own. Cesar Chavez. I thought that really hit home on this for this podcast. Seeking achievement for ourselves, but not just for ourselves, but for the people around us as well. You know, there was a study a while ago I remember reading about and talking with somebody about. I don't remember how many years ago, so it was a while ago though, maybe 10. But it was like something crazy, like 60 to 70% of the people who won the lottery wish they had never won the lottery. Preston, why are you bringing that up? I'm bringing that up because I feel like that kind of shows that it's not only is it not all about money, but those people lost friends and a sense of community because they got so wealthy financially and monetarily that they were separated and they didn't have the life that they thought they would have or the community that they thought they had as well. Or they did have, but they lost once they kind of went to that upper tier, right? This is my opinion. I can't prove that. I can't necessarily see that, but this is what I'm gathering from the people who wish they never won it. Because why would you wish you wouldn't have won all that money, right? People come out from the woodworks wanting your money. Friends aren't really friends anymore. People around you aren't necessarily as real as they possibly were, depending on who you're surrounding yourself with or by. But it says a lot about, at the end of the day, it's not everything. So what matters, what we think of ourselves and what we do with ourselves while we're here on earth. How we apply ourselves to ourselves and to other people. I can't say that enough. Again, if you haven't found your purpose and you feel like you haven't found your purpose, I really encourage you to go out and find something new, do something different, talk with people, join a group, discover things, find something you're passionate about. It doesn't have to be overnight. Think about it. Again, the world is at our fingertips. You can search up almost any and everything. And who knows where that's going? Right? What's that thing that Elon Musk is coming up with that they were doing human trials with? The little thing that goes in your head. I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. But that thing, it's crazy. So it could no longer be on a laptop or your desktop or your phone, but in your head. Crazy. But the world is at our fingertips nonetheless. So discover things that you like. Discover new things. Take chances. Take risks. Find out what you do and don't like. You're not too old. Ever. I really encourage you to do that. I would love to see people grow, flourish, and find themselves and become that authentic, confident person that each person has within them that just needs to find. They just need to find it. That's it. Right? Make it sound so simple. You just got to find it. That's it. Just got to find it. But really it is. I don't know. Maybe it's not for some people, but that's okay. You got to go through it anyways. You got to push that rock up the hill and you got to do it. Find that strength. Find those things that you love to do. Find those goals. Find that passion. Have compassion. Have empathy for others. Build yourself. Build your community. And grow. Grow, and grow. In conclusion, when we choose to grow, expand, believe, and commit, and take chances, we not only become a better version of ourselves and we level up, we positively change our world around us and the people within it. We positively change that world for ourselves and others. So what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say on this topic of community? Yes, you can volunteer. You can help someone with their payments. You can walk the lady across the street. You can donate money. But when you make the conscious effort towards a goal, a dream, a better lifestyle, you can feel amazing about yourself and the things that you accomplish. You can do this a lot better when you're happy, when you're focused, and when you're positive. You have a positive mindset and outlook. Again, people notice. They'll see that authenticity, that positivity, that confidence, that energy. They gravitate towards it. They're inspired by it. You inspire yourself almost. I know I do sometimes. I'm like, God, you are inspiring. I'm inspiring myself right now. If more people did this and felt this way, more people would feel better about themselves. And by that very nature, the community would grow and flourish and feed off itself positively a lot more often and consistently. That would be in an almost perfect world, right? Where it just feeds off of this positivity and everyone feels better about themselves and they inspire other people and motivate other people and support other people. And it just creates this kind of ripple effect in your communities, and everyone's kind of doing this positive thing with their own lives and in their own way, but yet contributing to each and every person's life in different ways. Man, I can see it now. I really, really, really hope that when you hear something like this, that you do feel inspired, that you do feel hopeful, that you can do the same thing as these other people that we see with this confidence, this authenticity, this positivity. Remember, your thoughts matter, especially the way you think about yourself. So go out there, take some chances, take risks, meet new people, do new things, find the thing that you love to do, motivate, inspire, change the world, change your community. Live a better, happier life. Be a better, happier person. And most of all, love. All right, guys. Talk to you next time.